How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a phenomenon that I've been witnessing over the past few days as a result of the riots, formerly known as protests. Now, I was kind of down in my previous video about David Dorn. May he rest in peace. That was really sad for me. But on the bright side of it, if there is one to be found, a lot of people are getting forcibly red pilled in this particular point in time. Either that or they're just coming out and saying how they feel when they might have kind of been in the closet about how they feel before. What I'm gonna get into right now is a clip from the rapper known as Trina. I remember her from back in the day. She's been around for quite a while. She has a radio show with Trick Daddy, also a rapper. She said quite a few things about the so-called protests, really, again, riots, formerly known as protests. She said a few things about these things that are going on that got people really upset and really triggered, really butthurt and whatnot. Now, before I go any further, let's roll this clip. In this clip, you'll see what Trina said about this whole situation. You'll hear some of the trigger words she used. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what she said. I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Of the new coronavirus in Florida, Gimenez imposed a countrywide curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and will be enforced until Gimenez lifts the order. They need to make the curfew at 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's how I feel.
No.
Keep everybody off the streets, these animals off the streets that are running around in Miami-Dade County acting like they have escaped from a zoo. Lock them up at 5 p.m. so the streets can be nice and clean. That's how I feel.
What the streets got to do with the people's lives? You got money.
We're not talking about the lives. We're not talking about
money.
That. We're not talking about the lives.
Listen,
we're not talking about that.
You got money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These people got to go to work. Mm-hmm. These people been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown too. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on lockdown.
I've been on lockdown just like them. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these people ain't been working.
Okay.
They about
Unfortunately,
to lose
a lot of people don't have jobs. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
They about to lose their mind.
We all about to lose our mind. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And just because one person.
Mm-hmm, they run. So today their minds are all back clear. Everybody's minds is back today good? Because the weekend it was they back good okay today?
They mind. One day ain't going to get their mind clear. But it'll help.
Oh, okay.
You got to start somewhere.
Okay, that's cool.
You got to start somewhere.
And that means tear up our city? That means tear up our city?
Ain't nobody tear up no city.
That means tear up our city. That means run through and tear up our stores and burn down our stuff and break in our stores and go and tear up Bayside Marketplace and tear up my friend's shop that has a son and the kid to take care of her family. You go demolish the shop for something?
It's always personal with you.
It's definitely personal. It's definitely personal because I feel like at the end of the day...
Your friend got insurance.
She got insurance, but she also been locked down for 60 days, also like us, and she also don't have money like me. So I don't approve of it, period.
Okay.
I don't approve of it, period.
I don't either,
because you don't want nobody burning down Sundays. Let's be very clear.
Okay,
and you have insurance.
But let me tell you this.
You don't want to be sent back from ribs and collard greens. Let's be very clear. I can't bring back my little brother's life. His life was taken by the hands of a man, a black man. I can't bring his life back. So what are you saying? Let's be back, because I'm ready today. Today, I'm ready today. I am ready today, Miami. Today is the day. That's what we're talking about. Yes, I'm ready today.
All right. Now, we're not talking about that.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it.
We're talking about it.
We're talking about it. We're talking about it. Y'all always sweep that under the rug, and y'all want to make something else. We're going to talk about it all today.
All right.
Yeah.
We're talking about black lives.
All right. The black lives that matter, right? The same black lives that are taken from the hands of other black people. Those matter too, huh? All right, yeah.
I wouldn't. Yeah. What I won't do, I would not compare.
You ain't got to compare it. You ain't got to compare it. I'm living in the life of it. It's no comparison. I feel the same way. It's no exception. A life is a life, period. Period. A life is a life. No matter how it was taken, whether it was a car accident, whether it was from a police, whether it was from the hands of another black man, a life was taken. Simple. All y'all fake for the protesters and the fake. Oh, we so concerned about George Floyd. Half of y'all are marching. I'm not even caring about this man. People are just doing it maliciously.
Everybody.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, everything she said right there was 1,000% facts. 1,000% facts. I don't see anything she said right there that was wrong. Now, I don't know anything about Trina's political ideology. I don't know if she's college educated or whatever. I have no idea what's going on with her. But all I know is that was just straight common sense. And the people that are out there running around scurrying like animals are animals. Okay, if you just going from store to store, breaking the windows, beating old ladies up, shooting old men, shooting girls, I mean, just having animalistic zombie-like behavior, then you're an animal. It's simple. People are mad at her about it on Twitter, and she's responding talking about, I said what I said, so what? You shouldn't be running around here acting the fool. And she's right. Look, if you're upset about a particular thing, if you feel like things ain't going the right way, then handle it in the voting booth. Okay? If your particular place where you live is not really up to par, you may look at a different place and see some differences, then how about you do what they did over there to get like them rather than just tearing up your own place? But you know what? It's not even about any kind of political thing. It's not even about anything. What it's about is people just trying to engage in general violence, lawlessness, anarchy, and those that just want to steal, try to boost, to steal and sell stuff. That's all they want to do. They're not really worried about George Floyd. Like she said, George Floyd became kind of a back burner topic right when he got killed. Because as soon as the protests devolved in the riots, basically the first night, he was out the window. Okay, George Floyd, like robbing a liquor store is not done in the name of George Floyd. Stealing iPhones from the store and trying to use it and they don't work is a different story. Stealing iPhones from the store is not in the name of George Floyd. So what she said there was all facts. People trying to quote unquote cancel her. It was funny because the co-host Trick Daddy was trying to say, oh, be careful what you say. She was like, nah, I'm not gonna be careful what I say. I'm not going to be careful. People are trying to cancel her, talking about, oh, well, you be on Love and Hip Hop, Miami, acting the fool, acting the monkey for these white people, all this, that, and the third. The funny part about that is, if that's the case, then the people that are commenting watch that show, so they must like it. So maybe she said something that was right and you're upset that she said it. Okay. And just being on a reality show acting up is not the equivalent to actually tearing into somebody's business. All right. The thing I heard for a long time was, who cares if you burn down the Target? They got insurance. First of all, that's retarded. Shout out to my man King Face. He was like, yo, if that's the explanation, then how about I can just punch you in the face, stab you, and shoot you because they got hospitals? Oh, you be all right, right? You ain't gonna die, right? They got a hospital, so I should be able to hurt you? It doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't burn up a store because they got insurance, okay? Because number one, in the meantime, when the store is not there, people's infrastructure is broken. When I didn't have a car for a while, for a long time, for some years, I would walk to the grocery store that was right there by my neighborhood. Now, what if that's burned down? What am I gonna do? See, I come from the street environment. I understand what it's like to be out there in the streets. People are walking from point A to point B, walking the long distance, riding bicycles. People are catching the bus, catching rides with friends to go from here to there, just to get their daily needs, just to get groceries to eat. I ain't talking about going to McDonald's and getting a number one with extra cheese or big fries or whatever. I'm talking about going to the grocery store and buying rice, beans, a pack of kale or something like that. To do that, they got to be able to have nearby infrastructure, read grocery stores, a Walmart or Target or something like that. You want to go out here and destroy small businesses for what? You want to destroy Trina's friend's store? Be clear. A lot of people that own these brick and mortars don't have a lot of money. They're just barely getting by making money from that. It's not cheap to do business everywhere. You can't just open the store and be like, okay, I'm here. Nah, you can take a lot of money, a lot of time, and you got to be able to sustain it. A lot of times people get into debt trying to get everything going. They're in the red, then they get to the black, and they're trying to get to the green. That's everybody's goal. So this whole thing about, oh, they got insurance is just totally retarded. And what Trina said was right on point. I don't see how anybody could see anything different. And one thing I've noticed about what's happening that's kind of got me a little bit up in spirits is how a lot of black folks are starting to see the light and they're speaking out on camera. Trina was just one of them. They did a radio show and she spoke out just speaking common sense. There was also a video from DC, right there by the White House, a black woman, I think she's African by, origination, but now she's American. She claims America. This is her country now. She's a legal citizen, I would suppose. She was talking about how Black Lives Matter does not make any sense.
Go to Southeast DC, Northeast, tell them Black Lives Matter. If it matters, it should matter everywhere. You guys are hypocrites. Attention seekers! Shut up! Attention seekers!
And then there was a woman out there in New York. Matter of fact, it was two of them out there in New York. One woman was living in the public housing and expressing how it doesn't make any sense, it's dangerous, and it's ridiculous for these so-called protesters to burn up the neighborhood.
These are people who live in public housing! And you just made a melee! You took down bus routes! There are people who live in this neighborhood who have to go back uptown to work!
Then there was another black woman who was in front of her store that got looted and destroyed and was talking about how Black Lives Matter doesn't really matter if you're doing that to her store.
Problem that bothers me, you says Black Lives Matter. I've worked here part-time. Plus, I'm a part owner of this store. You said Black Lives Matter. Why don't you choke me? I'm black.
Tell him, sister.
Look what you did to my store.
Tell him, sister.
Look! Look what you did to my store.
Tell him, sister. That's right, because I got they back. These are my
Look.
dudes right here. Good
Look at
men.
the things you've done.
Good men.
Look!
The Black Lives Matter.
We've been here all night cleaning up. All night cleaning.
And you got black people
Now.
standing right here with them. Black
Tell
people.
me
That's right.
Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
You lied. You wanted to loot the store. You needed money. Get a job like I do. Stop stealing. This is the neighborhood. We're trying to build it up and you tearing it down.
I'm noticing that it's mostly the women that are speaking out. It's not too many of us men. All right, where is the LeBron James? Where is Dwayne Wade? Well, maybe he's too busy dyeing his hair pink, blue, blonde, or whatever. You know, probably why his son is kind of confused about what's going on with himself, but that's a different story, and I digress. My whole point is that where are the men? There are plenty of high-profile black men that are out there that could be speaking out. All right, now you got a lot of us that are on YouTube and Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else that are speaking out. People that are really on the front lines doing this, but what about those that have a voice that could speak out? Why doesn't LeBron James say, hey, don't tear down LA, what are you be doing? You want to be against police brutality? That's fine, go ahead. But do it the right way. You out there, quote unquote, protesting, the same as rioting, looting and shooting and carrying on. What is that going to solve? Nothing. So as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Trina for saying what she said. You did excellent. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Shout out to everybody that's out there speaking out about what's happening, about how black lives really don't matter except for when it's politically expedient for it to be. Okay, shout out to everybody that's speaking out against it. If you have a platform and you could speak out against what's happening to your nation, you could speak out against all these people that are being killed in the name of George Floyd. You could do it, but you don't. You have to be ashamed of yourself. All right, you really should. But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet's talking, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Trina said everything right in that clip about the animals going through Miami, tearing stuff up, tearing their friend's shop up? Not being a good thing? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think that I'm wrong, that Trina should be canceled for saying that you shouldn't go tear up stuff in Miami? You shouldn't tear up your friend's business. You shouldn't just be acting like animals. Is she wrong for that? Are you offended at the word animal? I mean, I don't see how you be offended at the word animal. I know I'm not an animal. So when somebody says that somebody's behaving as an animal, I don't take offense because I know that's not me. I'm not out here tearing stuff up. I'm not out here burning businesses down. I'm not out here looting and shooting and robbing and carrying on. I'm not doing that. So why should I take offense? How do you feel about the fact that none of these black liberal men are speaking out against the mayhem that's happening in the streets right now? And I could be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments below. Instead, it's the women that are out there speaking out for us. It should be the other way around. But hey, what do I know? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.